It's hard to believe it's already been 10 years, but I think it's important to note that the FAIR principles emerged out of a very modest workshop that was held in the Lorenz Center in the Netherlands and brought together people from all kinds of walks of life. They were researchers, they were publishers, they were funders, they were people from industry, not-for-profits, and they all expressed the opportunity of big data for data-driven analytics, but the frustration of trying to reuse other people's data. And an important recognition was that there was just so much more data now at that time than there ever was, and we needed really machines to help us find the relevant resources and to apply it for some kind of data problem. It's fair to say that what we thought was a modest commentary in a new journal turned out to resonate very well across the world in terms of governments and government policy around open science and open data, in academic organizations and funders that produced research data for public consumption, and arguably also in industry and government, where data assets are super important, but for a long time are the neglected child of the work that we do. So it was a catchy acronym at the right time where everybody felt these frustrations. And I think that's part of the reason why it became such a global phenomenon, seeing widespread endorsement by the G20, the G7, the European Commission, the funders like the National Institutes of Health, and so on, and across organizations. So I would say, of course, the growing awareness of the need to do research or data management in general is obviously a huge success outcome for the FAIR brand, let's say, that people are now paying attention to how we store data and how we make it available to other people that didn't produce it. And that you don't need to call somebody up and say, where's the data, right? We see increase in the number of data repositories internally to our organizations and to make it available to others. And this is fantastic, right? This means that assets that people have produced are accessible to others and can spur innovation. And indeed, there were reports by the European Commission that indicated that the cost of not making data fair cost the economy 10 to 20 billion euros per year in Europe alone. So there's an argument that, yeah, we spend a lot of time trying to find data and duplicating data products. And so FAIR speaks to the need to ensure that these assets are available more broadly. I think that's a huge win. From my perspective, from the academic perspective, of course, is you see it in the inclusion and research data management plans when we get funded. How are you going to manage your data? How are you going to make it available to others? What standards are you going to comply to? What policies are you going to release these data with? These all now have to be thought out as part of awards. And I think that's a huge transformation for the research community, but certainly from the perspective of industry, we'll get to hear from our other panelists more about the impact there. But I certainly see a growing culture. It's great for the IT teams that have been struggling with data management in the organization, but more importantly, that it's not just building data graveyards, but it's creating opportunities to reuse the data.